prisoner please stand up? Be it noted that the prisoner has pleaded guilty and waived his right to a trial. Michael Corinthos III, you have admitted to killing Claudia Zakara Corinthos. Because there was no malice or premeditation and because the victim was in the act of committing a crime, you have been convicted of involuntary manslaughter. The penalty for that is 5 to 20 years. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because of the brain damage you have sustained and the plea from Mr. Zakara, I am inclined to be lenient. My intention is to help you come to understand the seriousness of your actions without completely sacrificing your future as a productive member of society. Michael Corinthos III, I hereby sentence you to 5 years in Pentonville State Penitentiary. You will have the opportunity for parole after 2 years have been served.
No, you can't do this.
No, he did this for me!
You're on court order in this court. Now sit down and be quiet. Take your seats.
No, Michael, you cannot do this!
I'll hold you in contempt.
Your Honor, he does not belong in prison.
We are past the point of argument in that particular case, Detective Falconeri.
With all due respect, Your Honor, I brought Michael in here to save him, to get him away from the violence and corruption that he grew up with. He needs community service, counseling, a suspended sentence.
It's too late to negotiate a deal, Detective. Now, you know that.
He needs the opportunity to turn his life around, away from Sonny Corinthos.
This sentence will provide him plenty of time to do that.
You know how many enemies his father has in prison? He's going to be a target. If he even survives past that, he's going to be pulled further into the mob. He'll be alienated from society. Please, I'm begging you. I'm not just asking you. Please reconsider your sentence. This boy needs help. He does not need a prison term. Give my brother a chance to build a better life, to build a better future for himself.
Detective Falconeri, while I generally do not tolerate a display of this kind in my courtroom, I am impressed by your respect for the law and your concern for your brother, so I've allowed you to have your say, and now I'm telling you to sit down. Michael, you've taken a human life. There's no worse crime anyone can commit in any society. And you have participated in a cover-up within moments after the crime was committed. Granted, you received terrible guidance and care from people who claimed to love you. And for months you've been under extreme emotional pressure to cover up the fact that you were responsible for your stepmother's death. However, you were not restrained. You were not threatened with violence in any manner. You could have come forward at any time.
I did, Your Honor. Mac didn't believe me.
I presume you mean your off-the-record confession to Commissioner Scorpio.
Yes, sir.
Did you show him the bloody shirt? Did you make any other attempts to confess?
He was following legal advice, Your Honor.
We'll go down that road later, Ms. Miller. Michael, you have grown up surrounded by people who flout the laws the rest of us have to obey. They have given you no guidance. They have systematically exposed you to violence and mayhem of the worst order. There's no question that you have suffered mightily through no fault of your own, and your medical records indicate that you awoke against all odds after being in a coma for a year. But I have deep reservations about how you have lived this life that was so miraculously given back to you. And I would remind Detective Falconeri that it is not the role of the court to provide counseling sessions or guidance, especially not when the criminal is of legal age. Though you all seem determined to treat Michael as a child in the eyes of the court, he is an adult. Michael, I hope your time spent in Pentonville will teach you respect for the law. I hope it will prove that actions have consequences. I know it will remove you from the terrible influence of the adults in your life. I would keep them from visiting you if I could. 5 years in prison with an opportunity for parole in 2 is an extremely light sentence for taking a human life. I hope you will use your time in prison to plan a better life for yourself. I hope you will leave Pentonville with an aversion to being locked up, so you will never break the law again.